Hey, what's up everyone? Brad Chmielewski here with episode 199 of Shatter The Vain. One more till 200. 200's already planned. It's going to be with Pawn by Ukrainian, so keep a lookout for that one next week. But what we got this week? We got 199 this week. And I've got Shanaenae joining me, leader of the Renegade Wolves. Awesome guild, very active players that play a lot and just have so much fun on voice chat. I've gotten on there a few times. They have multiple calls going on their Discord server. So if you're a player looking for a guild to join, maybe you often solo queue or you haven't dived deeper into the Vainglory community, I would highly recommend hitting her up on Twitter. There's a link in the show notes there. If they don't have space in Renegade Wolves, she will recommend you another friend or guild to check out and join. She's very connected with a lot of different players and people that love this game. So we talk about her guild, we talk about 5v5 and versus 3v3. She's one of those people that had this poll put out there and also been dealing with the transition like us all from 3v3 to 5v5. So we chat about how that's been going. We talk about Gankstars leaving Vainglory, and then as well as Super Evil Megacorp working on a handful of changes that are hopefully coming and will, change the mood that a lot of players are having with Vainglory right now. There's a lot of I'm quitting, I'm leaving posts on the Reddit, so hopefully maybe some of these changes that SCMC is working on will change the minds of some of these players. So we'll talk about that, throw out some questions that we hopefully get to see answered, including the skin system and blueprints. I've never even seen or gotten a blueprint, so I don't even know how those work. But yeah, get ready for it. Let's jump in. 199.
Shatter the Vain.
This is the 199th episode of Shatter the Vain. My name is Brad Chmielewski, and it's a podcast all about Vainglory. Every week, try to break down the news, gameplay, game tips, and hopefully we can all become better players together. And every week, bring on people from the community, people that love this game, play it, support it. And this week, I have Shanaenae joining me, who plays this game quite a bit. And it's always good to chat with you. Welcome.
Hey, B-Rad, what's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter. Yeah, we're recording this on Easter/April Fools. So there's some fun news to talk about that we don't know if it's true or false that we'll get to here in a little bit.
Haha, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Loving that new hero, huh?
Yeah, I'm down that too. Cool. How's everything going with Renegade Wolves? I know last time we talked, it was a few months ago. I should have looked back on the episode, but yeah. So if anyone doesn't know who you are, you're kind of in charge of Renegade Wolves and run that organization. You guys are a pretty active group of players.
Yeah. I'm one of the founders of the guild, one of the original leaders, and it's doing good. I've got a lot of original players that have been playing since the game started, and then I have some new players. It's still a really good core of the same players, but then there's a whole batch of new players that I've just recently added. Okay. So yeah, it's still a lot of fun. It's still a really good, active, fun, non-toxic guild.
That's great that you've been able to build that or keep it going and maintain it and keep that, like, I guess, positive attitude from all the players and all the people.
Right. Yeah, well, it's kind of like a community of players. The whole point of the Renegade guilds, like a lot of guilds in the community, is to, be together as a community and play the game, mm-hmm. and try to be there, playing so that people don't have to go into solo queue. Some people love solo queue. Me personally, I absolutely hate it. I'd rather grab a guildie any day and play a match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoyed the pain of it, but it finally got to me. So yeah, I understand the need to have teammates, and a lot of these games, like these multiplayer games, are just better with friends. Like, it's more fun getting on Discord and just win or lose. Then at least you had a good time.
Yeah, especially 5v5.
Hmm.
It's a bit different platform than 3v3, obviously. If you got your buddy with you in 3v3, you only have to worry about one troll. If you've got just one of your friends with you in 5v5, you've got to worry about three people that aren't going to AFK, that aren't going to go and turret dive and just not be there to rotate.
Hmm.
It's kind of more difficult going solo. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah,
It, it
how's
it's
oh go ahead.
I was gonna say it's just crazy, and I prefer being on voice chat too,
Hmm.
because communication is just so key to objectives and rotations and lane pushes, etc.
Yeah, definitely. How's your transition been to 5v5? I know we've talked
Oof.
off off the record about this transition, and you recently did a
Uh,
tweet about it too, so that's why I wanted to chat about that.
yeah, it's actually been quite difficult. I'm not a really advanced player. Like it's hard for me to remember a lot of things.
Okay.
And it was a huge change for me going from, just the one lane to three lanes with all different objectives. Gosh, there's just so much going on with the map in 5v5. And of course, I have the best map awareness NA. So yeah. So, but I'm starting to enjoy it now, but it's taken me a while. I mean, I still am just a fan of 3v3. I love the 3v3. All my original friends play 3v3. We love 3v3, and
Yeah.
5v5 has been a difficult adjustment.
Hmm. Is that because it's new, or just because you like if you were coming into the game now and didn't know any better, you might just like 5v5, right? It's that you have kind of that
That's
connection to it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm getting from a lot of the newer players I'm talking to. They just absolutely love 5v5. Like I'm one of my alts. I'm in a newer guild, and all the kids are just loving the 5v5 platform, and they're just so enthusiastic and full of energy. And it kind of reminds me of the old days when I started playing 3v3. It's like all
Hmm.
the newcomers are playing 5v5, and they're all hyped about it, which is great. But yeah, it's hard. Change is hard sometimes for me.
Right.
But if I'm surrounded by the right players with the right energy, you know, I'm better. I'm doing better.
And I think that's a lot of the times I've been talking to people in Discord and stuff, and a lot of the I think just negativity around the game right now is a lot of those older players or people who have been playing since the early days of 3v3 and maybe not liking the transition, or just like um, maybe didn't want a new game, and now they're like, well, I'm out. So the game almost has to rebuild from zero. Now we need new streamers, we need new podcasters, we need new YouTubers to make all this 5v5 stuff. And the 3v3 people just need to maybe step aside. Either get in line or
Yeah,
step aside, right?
it's a really really weird feeling because we played the game for what 4 years playing
Hmm.
3v3, and now all of a sudden we have to make that transition to 5v5, which some people really wanted 5v5. I mean, there was a lot of people that's all they talked about, and then now here it is, and maybe not so much. Maybe hey, we like the 3v3 better. A lot of people are saying Vainglory is 3v3. Can it be both? That's the question. Can it
Right.
be a popular 3v3 and 5v5 platform, and then is Super Evil going to continue to support the 3v3? Because it's kind of difficult with the hero balance and everything that's going into the game. It's almost like there's two different games out there.
Yeah, since 5v5 came out, I have not played any 3v3, so I know people talk about that it's broken, or it's maybe not balanced, and stuff just doesn't work like it used to. So I haven't gone into C because I've heard the bad parts of it. So I'm like, I don't even want to know. I'll leave it as the like I
Yeah.
don't want to ruin my memory of it, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I hope 3v3 can be great again. That's I don't know, in the back of my mind I just am trying so hard to I just don't want them to get rid of it.
Right.
But I want them to excel with 5v5 too. I'm kind of so torn. Can we get, the best of both worlds somehow?
Right. Yeah, this tweet you sent out, it had like over 1,000 people voted on it, and you asked like if they prefer 3v3, 5v5, both, or still can't decide. And 5v5 won out, but not by like a blowout. It was 42% 5v5, and then 27 3v3, and 24 both. So
Yeah, so it shows the community still likes 3v3.
Yeah.
And I think that's the message that Super Evil needs to hear is, hey, there's still a vast majority of players that like 3v3.
Yeah.
But 5v5 is great too. It's going in a really good direction. So they just need to keep on making the improvements and keep on listening to the community. And hopefully that, is the recipe for success.
Yeah. So you voted, your vote would have been like both of them? Is that where you fell?
Yeah, I think if I had to vote like today, I'd probably say like them both.
Okay.
If I was like new to the game, I don't know. I would probably still be deciding. But I don't know. I lean towards 3v3, but I like 5v5. So I guess I'm in the like them both category.
Yeah. But yeah, I do.
So because
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say because some of my friends won't play 3v3. So
Okay.
obviously I'm drawn towards 5v5 to play with certain groups of people. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah. And yeah, going into 5v5 as like a new player now, that's what from maybe other MOBAs, other ones you've seen. There aren't any 3v3s out there. There's the League of Legends 3v3 map, but that doesn't even really exist or get played that often. So yeah, there's no reason for you to dive into 3v3 as a new player because that doesn't even make sense. It feels like a lesser MOBA.
Right. Yeah.
So with these new players, you said you're getting new people into Renegade Wolves, and they're kind of jumping in. Are you seeing that influx of players, maybe that Super Evil is talking about coming into the game, and are they finding these guilds? Because the guilds aren't advertised outside of like maybe people like me or just finding them via Twitter.
Yeah, the guilds, there's a couple of Discord channels that have some guild advertisements in them and team advertisements. People can DM me if they're looking for a team or a guild, and I'll refer them to that Discord. But yeah, I'm finding most of the newer players when I play on my alt accounts. That's generally where I go to try to see how the Super Evil is treating new players.
Okay.
I will do some recruiting from down there, and with my alts and in the lower tiers, just to see who's out here, how are they enjoying the game, just to get feedback. You know what I mean? So that number one, I can kind of know, how should I recruit, where should I recruit, and things like that. It's not easy being a guild leader, but we try to have fun. We try to have fun with it.
Right, but you're actively recruiting. That's probably better than a lot of people do who just expect people to find them, or like, if you want to know about guilds, you should find me kind of thing. There's a little bit of that attitude too that happens sometimes.
Yeah. I mostly have like my friends join, like people that I've known or I meet through people is who I recruit through. Like I don't really do heavy recruiting. Like every now and then I'll make a post, but a lot of times, like if I find where I go under 40, like if people are inactive and stop playing or whatever, then I might send out a tweet or put out an ad. But other than that, I could pretty much roll around 45 easy, on any given day.
Okay.
I don't have to have a full guild. I mean, we're not a grind guild. I'm not a grind guild. I don't even know if there are any grind guilds out there anymore.
I don't think the rewards aren't worth it for the people, right?
they really aren't. And, it's not really healthy either, in my opinion. I think to play for fun and just to play for the enjoyment of the game and the camaraderie of guildmates, that's what makes it fun for me.
No, that's awesome. So if people are looking to join Renegade Wolves, they kind of reach out to you. Is that the best place on Discord or Twitter?
Yep. They can reach out to me in-game, it's Shanaenae, capital S, or on Discord, or they can, send me a message on Twitter. Yep.
Nice, cool.
And the thing is too, is if I don't have room in my guild, I mean, I know a lot of different guild leaders. I can send you in a direction. What are you looking for in a guild, and I could try to point you in the right direction with some of my guild leader friends. So
yeah, because the players that want to join a guild are often looking for more of the game. It's very easy to play like one game every night or one game every other night and not have a guild because you don't.
Right.
You're just kind of you're wasting time maybe while someone's watching a TV show or before you go to bed, and that's just what you do. And you don't need a guild because you don't want to know more about the game. But when you dive into a guild, you start to want to know more. You want to get better at the game. You want to meet people. So it's a whole nother experience. It's, I think, what attracted people a lot to Vainglory.
Oh yeah, it just the guilds, in my opinion, take it to another level of fun. I mean, that's for me, it's all about fun. Some people, play for different reasons, but for me, it's all about fun. And in my downtime, I'll play some Vainglory.
Yeah, nice. Well, cool. I'll include a link to your Twitter and Renegade Wolf Discord, so everyone check that out if you're interested in joining. But
Sounds good.
let's dive into a little bit of the news that's been happening this week.
Vainglory News.
The first bit of news, and this was announced a few days before April Fool's Day, which was probably good, otherwise it would have been seen as a joke, but it was Gankstars is leaving Vainglory for now. As far as like a competitive organization, they are not going to have a team. They are not going to be competing. They are not going to have someone in the Challenger series. And as far as the community side, I think that's still a little up in the air on what they want to do. But I know this hit people pretty hard. And Pawn by Ukrainian, the CEO of Gankstars, kind of wrote a huge post on Medium that there's a link in the show notes if you haven't seen it, but talking about all the things that they've done for the game, done for the community, just showing his love for the game, and I guess maybe just the sadness of him having to basically say goodbye to it for right now. What did you read this post, or did you have any thoughts on Gankstars leaving?
Yeah, I was not happy with it at all. They're one of the original guilds in Vainglory. Their leadership and their presence in the game was just amazing, and everyone learned so much from their players and their academy. It's disappointing is what it is. Shocked, but wish them the best. Hope they come back. Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, this one, there's a lot of people that maybe don't like Gankstars or what some of the stuff that they've done, and I understand that, but being in the game for so long and being a part of the community, they were this grassroots guild that were, often fighting for what the players wanted more so than just the bottom line. And now it kind of came down to the bottom line here because we've seen Team Liquid leave, Tempo Storm, Cloud9 leave, and that was really because financially it didn't make sense to be in the game, and this is kind of the path that Gankstars is taking and wants to move forward in, is to be a real esports organization. Not that they aren't now, but more so that they have to make tough choices based on the bottom line versus emotional attachment to something.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, just all the stuff like being in the game for so long and knowing Gankstars of them even before I joined, Gankstars as a member and part of them. It's kind of tough. It's going to be tough, I think, if Hammers also leaves, which not really sure where they are right now, if they have a team or not. But if they're gone too, that means like all the grassroots teams and organizations are kind of out. Basically, everything that was 3v3 is gone.
I know. I'm like, yeah, I still just can't even get over like you said, the original like players, the original pros. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to imagine the game taking this spin. It really is.
Mm-hmm. In the post, they shared a lot of stuff like the decisions about their main choice, or the main reason was that they didn't get a franchise spot this season. So there was talk when I talked to the Fairy Tales folks in EU about if there was even going to be franchises this season or this year in Vainglory. So this confirmed that there is franchise spots. Gankstars did not get one of them. We have no idea at the moment how many teams there are getting a franchise spots. We don't know if all the teams or the teams that are going to be in VPL, if they have a franchise spot or if they're getting paid, because what was it? Dragonborn made a tweet that sounded like there's at least 4 teams who may not get paid by Super Evil. So it's all very vague, but this post by Pawn by Ukrainian shared some details that I think everyone who's an esports fan of Vainglory was kind of just looking for and wanting more info from Fuji and SCMC to let them know what's happening.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't really understand it all. To tell you the truth, the players just, they just want to see the game succeed. And back in the day, to watch the pros play 3v3 versus, like what regular players can do is just amazing. I mean, you got to have the pros in the game, and Super Evil's got to support them somehow. So hopefully we can figure it all out.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. When you see a pro player, when you accidentally queue into one or one that you know is on a Smurf, it's like, yeah, man, I'm not that good. Like, I can't play against you.
Well, as a support, I'll never forget the first time I saw Lost Boy Toph in action. I was like, holy crap. Like, how the heck did he do that? And then you watch it over and over again, and you're like, wait a second. And then, that's how you start to, figure out, hey, there's a lot more to this game than I realize.
Yeah. Yeah, good luck to Gankstars. Hopefully they make a decision maybe to come back or have the opportunity as the game grows to be able to re-enter it if the opportunity arises. So, but I don't see them coming back unless the game blows up a ton and they see the financial ability to come back into it. I think it may just be they're out for right now and have to see what else is out there. Speaking of them, I know, now they're out of Vainglory, so it probably won't be any more info about Gankstars, but they have it seems to be an April Fool's joke. It is April 1st, so they haven't confirmed that it is a joke or not at the moment, but they did this Gank coin, which if you are familiar with Bitcoin or Litecoin or any of the cryptocurrencies, it kind of falls under that they're making their own cryptocurrency. So, pretty good joke if it's a joke. Like I said, I don't know at the moment or how this plays out for them, but check that out. That's over at gankcoin.com. Did you see this today?
I did not see that, actually.
Okay. It's
tough
to know what's real or fake on a Sunday that's also April Fool's Day. So companies and brands, you don't make announcements on Sunday because no one's around to blog about that, talk about that, share that info. So the idea that there's even an announcement on Sunday already comes across as like possibly a joke.
Right.
Because there was another tweet by the SK Gaming guys that SK is disbanding and they are all free agents. But there was no tweet from the SK organization, and they all still have Twitter banners that say SK on them. So I don't know if they worked out their joke as well, or even if it's a joke. Like I said, I don't know yet until the day is over. So
that's funny. Yeah, they're gonna make everybody wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. One that we do know is a joke was from SCMC, where they shared the hero Maxbob. We mentioned it earlier in the beginning of this episode, but they did a hero spotlight for Maxbob, and he's deadly.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I believe his abilities involve like just a punch and a kick, and then his ultimate is basically he summons your darkest fears and you basically die.
Hopefully that hero never hits the fold.
Right.
Oh my.
I did see Nivmet tweet that this hero is on the fold all the time, though, because it's their testing hero. This is actually their model that they use for any new hero that's going to get added to Vainglory. So they will just drop kits or abilities onto this hero to see how they're going to function and how like the play style kind of works before like maybe a model happens or any kind of animations happen. So that's pretty fun. We kind of got a little, by SCMC doing this little April Fool's joke, we got a little insight into their, I guess, development process too.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So I wonder if anyone on the PBE or like the phase 1 testing or anything like that has seen like a Maxbob or just their like model character. I wonder if that ever gets that far.
Yeah, I am not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I am not sure.
Speaking of SCMC, they posted on Discord that they are going to do a Vainglory AMA, a voice one over Discord. So often AMAs happen on Reddit, but they're going to do it on Discord. I know they've done the Ask a Dev or just a question hour on Discord once before, but this is going to be an AMA on Discord at some point. They didn't even have a date. In true SCMC fashion, they announced announcement of something. I guess that's a Vainglory fashion, maybe not just SCMC, but there's always announcements of announcements. So this is an announcement that they're going to do. The Discord, sorry. It will happen on Friday, April 13th at 10 a.m. So they do have a date for it. But
good.
Yeah. In this post, they talk about some of the things like the community is upset at Vainglory and SCMC, and they are going after them hard. They talk about some of the things that they are working on currently, like communication and social system, the rewards and progress, dealing with AFKs and trolls, just improve quality of life of the game, bug fixes, things like that a lot of people are just asking for. And I think we want to know that it's being worked on, because there are times when it doesn't feel like it's being worked on.
Yeah, especially like the skin system. I know they're working on hopefully fixing that. I do miss crafting the skins, and I haven't really seen blueprints come my way, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have the opportunity where I'm given ice for doing the podcast and YouTube videos, so I don't have to deal or try to get that many blueprints or skins. I now have a ridiculous amount of opals that I can't even use because I need a blueprint to craft the few skins I don't have that I tried to, open by chests, but I didn't get. But I don't have any blueprints and have never seen a blueprint.
Yeah. I mean, it was crafting the skins from the beginning was I remember crafting the Koshka skins. It was one of the funnest things you ever did is, craft the skin. And now there's I don't know. For me, it's I can't remember the last time. I think I actually used, was it opals? Opals to buy a skin. But it's that was no fun.
No. It's you should just either buy them with the ice or, the skins crafting with the cards, although it was very complicated, it was fun, right? That's what you're saying.
It was, but there was ways they could have made that system better too, but, they chose not to.
Mm-hmm. Instead, they threw another path to it. So rather than fixing, they just added more to it.
Right. No one wants to sit there and what was it, destroy 100 or 200 cards,
right.
Or whatever it is to get the skin. But, you did it. So
I know the UI stuff has been a big issue for a lot of people. I saw Kraken tweet out that he was working on the friends list improvement so that it will show both 5v5 and 3v3 ranked. So this shows that, they still want to take 3v3 just as serious as 5v5 because they need to show both ranks. This tweet from Kraken shows that they're working on it and it's improvement and it's good that they're doing this, but I think everyone just wants a system where you could look at someone's profile and see both of these there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's not there yet.
Yeah, I know they're working on it for sure. I did see Kraken's tweet, and I can say that I know they're working on it, and they're definitely looking to make improvements on the game, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
We just want them now. It's hurry. So hurry up before people quit.
Yeah. So your questions to them would be more about the blueprints and the skin system if you had a chance to ask any questions.
Yeah, especially for new players, what are you planning to make this easier for, especially new players, right? Old players, to get these skins via blueprints. What can we do to make it fun and exciting and something to work towards?
Mm-hmm.
Same with the rewards. Make the game funner again. More fun. Sorry, my grammar's not good.
The rewards for the skins and all that is really interesting. I know if you start a new account today, you are given a lot of stuff to start. You get a scarf skin, you get a handful of heroes. But I know players, including who is the community manager for Vainglory on Gankstars side, he played the game years ago, so he had an account, and then he came back to it recently. He doesn't get those rewards that someone that made a new account would start. And I know there's a lot of people who often leave the game and maybe come back in a year later, or went to an old account that maybe they set up. You don't get any of those rewards that someone who started a new account got, even though maybe you were like level 2, you still don't get those rewards because it's an old account, so it's not the same progression. Whew,
yeah. Maybe there should be like a welcome back button, like, you know,
there you go.
If they've been gone for a certain number of months and they come back, you know, the system should know, hey, they're back. Let's give them some rewards to, you know, give them incentives to keep playing and come back and be a regular player again.
Yeah, but then all the old players would get mad that they don't have that too, and so
it's, you know, not everyone's gonna be happy, I guess. I don't know, but I can tell you, I do like it when I have my, like I said, when I have my alts working through, you know, I think it's 7 days of progression where you get your rewards, and that's pretty cool. And why not implement that for, you know, regular players? They could figure something out.
Yeah, for sure.
Every 10 days you play, you get something or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to, I guess, hearing this. They typically record a Discord chat and release it on like SoundCloud, or release the audio later, because a lot of people aren't on Discord, and this is a Friday, you know, at 10 a.m. It's much harder for people to jump on Discord and listen to a chat than, you know, watch a video or skim text on Reddit or something.
Right. Hey, I know one thing that I actually miss is, do you remember the end of season payouts or rewards?
Yes.
Like, if they could implement that again, that small little thing, oh man, that would just be such an incentive for people to, for guilds especially, to stay in a guild and be active in a guild and not hop around in the guilds. That we all miss that. I mean, I do like the progression chest, but again, I mean, sometimes there's not much in them. You hit it and you're like, you get the chest and you're like, oh wow, like what's
50,
that? Like
50 glory, thanks.
I remember that first payout. Was it back in 2015? I can't remember what year it was, but man, it was like a heck of a freaking reward. I mean, and it was like everyone was so excited. It was amazing, and of course, you know, my guild hit 99, so it was even more amazing. But you know, that kind of thing is what is, you know, for me, drove our guild the first couple seasons.
Yeah, you work towards it, and then people tweet out then after they open their chests, like, this is what I bought. Like, I was able to buy Vox skin or School Days Kashka because of this payout. And so it's like, it's a nice little like social media marketing thing too that will be
exactly. That's the excitement that's needed back in this game. They need that excitement back.
Yeah, because the little payouts, they add up over time, yes, but you don't have the same like excitement, like, oh, all right, I got 50 glory, cool, maybe I'll have enough at the end of the season to buy a hero, but I'm not going to tell anyone that I got a hero because this guy's like super old now and no one cares.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I don't know about you, but like I have like almost 100,000 of gold just sitting there because I have nothing to use it for. I mean, you can't really use your glory. I mean, their glory for anything.
I have a lot of glory. I think I spent a lot on, I don't know, when we could spend them on charms or something. I bought like a bunch of charms when that first happened, which I don't have charms and I don't really see them anymore.
They're still there somewhere. I can't remember where though.
Yeah, I still, every once in a while someone will use one and I'm like, oh, I wish I don't have mine anymore. Like
I forget about it because you have to click like 20 buttons to find it, and it's just like whatever. I just forget. So
for sure,
they're there somewhere. They are there.
Yeah, so maybe that's an AMA question. What are you doing about charms, or where can charms happen?
Yeah, and I know they're working on it. So you know, hopefully we nail it down in the next couple of updates. So
I have like the in-game communication during draft mode. I think that was something I mentioned that was needed very early on. There have been times where it's slightly toxic, but you could now going in before you get into a game, like, yeah, I'm gonna get out of this one. This isn't gonna be good.
And I'll tell you what, and I really hope that Super Evil, if someone does dodge in a 5v5, I hope they really penalize them, because I can tell you that when you wait for a match and then someone dodges, it's like so frustrating. Like sometimes, one time I waited like a half an hour, 45 minutes just to queue into a match. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's never good. I know I've seen a couple streamers, especially like high tier people, talk about that. Like
Oh, so bad.
when you're streaming, when you wait 30 minutes to queue, that's not good for
Yeah,
your stream. Like this was a
no.
problem League of Legends had before they implemented their dynamic queue system, where these challenger players, like the top tier players in League of Legends, they'd wait for 30 minutes, so they'd play a different game during it. And then if they just wait for their queue to pop. But in Vainglory, you can't do anything while you're in queue. They need to allow you to change apps or do something else on your iPad because it sucks.
Yeah, and then again, if someone you finally get into queue and then someone dodges or leaves, it's like you have to start all over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and then one time, well, actually many times, I find the person that I think dodged, because I'm in a party of, 3. I see him in I'm face him the next match. I face him, and I'm like, I know that dude just dodged because he was in my last
It was in my
matchmaker.
game. Yeah, so there's no
Yeah,
punishment for the
no,
dodge. Yeah.
no. Why should they be allowed to re-queue? But that's just something that I'm sure they're working on.
Yeah, so many.
I have like a lot of hopes that they're working on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, 5v5 introduced just like more problems, right? It just there's more stuff for them to work on. I guess that's their problem right now. They have 2 things to work on rather than maybe they should have added chat to 3v3 draft and made sure that was working and made sure that worked right, because it doesn't visually show up right. Sometimes it's cut off, it's blocked by a button, things like that. Just things that they could have fixed prior.
Yeah, they're kind of like, they got, they're full throttle, they're pushing forward, they're trying to do a whole lot right now, which it's not going to be easy to go that fast through things. So hopefully it all works out. I think it will.
Yeah, and they had to get a lot of these bugs fixed before esports starts, with the preseason is starting here in 2 weeks now. I believe it starts on the 13th or 14th. And yeah, we got word on the Challenger series that's starting as well. So I know there's a lot of people wondering about that. But it's a little weird to get the announcements for Challengers, but we don't know who's playing in the VPL preseason or the VPL season. So if you're a team, if you have a team, like if you were someone like, Gankstars, for instance, that maybe had a team, but they didn't get into the VPL. Now they're going to have to try to get in the Challenger scene. So it seems like we should all know who the VPL players are so we could expect who we're going to see in the Challenger scene. I don't know. It's a little a little backwards to me.
Yeah, it is. It's confusing, but I think once things get going, I think we'll figure it out. I'm excited to see what happens, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, so the Challenger series, to watch it, is going to start May 1st, which is, I think, right after the preseason ends and right before the actual VPL season is going to start. So they'll mean little downtime for Vainglory Esports.
Yeah.
But this should be interesting. I'm not sure if the Challenger series, it's still like a VIS and VGL series, but Dragonborn now works for ESL out in Las Vegas, helping with the Vainglory Esports, the VPL. So I don't know who's running VIS on that side now, because he was always the one who ran it. So I don't know if he's still running it, but from Vegas, or if it's part of ESL, or not ESL, I forget what the name of the Vegas company is called. ESP Gaming. Yeah. Too many letters, there's too many acronyms.
Well, yeah, and there's just so many different organizations involved right now. It is really hard to keep track of it. So.
But yeah, so Challenger Seed, if you're a team and you have your 5v5 roster or friends together, get your info together and get ready to sign up. And I know you can, I think you can register, or at least info for signups is on the the website. There's a link in the show notes if you haven't seen it. But yeah, check that out. And then this past week, there was a Broken Myth 3.1 hero tier list that they put out. These are always great to see. And I have not been playing that much. So I was going to see if your thoughts on their tier list went with what you were seeing in 5v5 right now. So according to Broken Myth, so a couple of their top picks for top laners are Baptiste, Jewel, Adagio, and Lorelei up top. Or no, sorry, they went Samuel, Grumpjaw, Reza, and Taka. That's their S tier.
That's interesting.
But let's see, you're typically playing captain or the support role. Their top picks for support are Grace, Lyra, and Arden. Is that something you're usually picking, or are you kind of going?
Yeah, no. Arden is great, obviously. And then I do like Grace. Lyra, except for my portals that are like death portals. Lyra has that heal, which is great. The heal is the important thing.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of Celeste, in top lane for me, or Gwen. Gwen's been pretty strong. But
yeah, they have Celeste for an S tier middle laner, so it makes sense sometimes. Like, there's very little meta in 5v5 right now, so sometimes those like top picks get put wherever,
Yeah, I mean, it really is all over the place. I can't say that I consistently see one hero in any one particular lane right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, and I see a lot of people, switch depending on, which of your opponent's heroes goes in a certain lane. There's a lot of times that we're swapping lanes.
Okay.
So there's a lot of lane swaps, mid-game after the first rotation. I'm seeing a lot of, swapping lanes.
But that makes, if you're on voice with people, you can kind of communicate that there's no let's swap lanes ping option.
Right. I know that, I did recommend that, and I think a couple other people have also recommended that. So we'll see what happens.
A lane swap ping?
A lane swap ping. There's, people, I recommend stuff all the time. So,
yeah.
A lot of people do. There's a lot of people. You can always send in your recommendations to Vainglory.
Yeah.
They welcome your suggestions. You just got to send them an email or fill out a ticket, etc.
The lane I often play if I'm not just playing that support role is the mid lane, and their S picks for that were Celeste, Scarf, and Samuel. So the pretty safe picks that can, do a lot of damage from the distance. That's kind of what you typically see in the mid lane is your crystal mages that scale very well into the late game and can play pretty safe too. And all three of those can, poke. Celeste is probably the best one because she can check those bushes and not have to worry about being ganked.
Right. Oh yeah, because if you don't have a scout cam, you're pretty much, blind in the lane. So.
But always love seeing these hero tier lists. Go check it out. It helps anyone who's like looking to rank up. Like, if you want to rank and get a higher skill tier, show everyone that you're really good at the game, just play the top picks. Like, these are the things that the pros are playing, that the top people are playing, and they're playing for a reason because they are very strong. So yeah, if you want to play the meta and you want to win, that's what you got to do.
Yep.
And then the last bit of news, I just wanted to touch on this because this happened like last night, and I don't know all the details on this, but man, some stuff went down in the Girls in Glory Discord channel. It seemed like from the tweet that was released from them, it seems like somebody was identified themselves falsely and was predatory nature to people. This person was iPrincess, also by iCuteness, iPrincia, and yeah. So I think they are trying to solve everything and deal with it, and there's a lot of people who are trying to chime in and add their 2 cents to it. But I think if you don't know all the details, it's really hard to know what's happening. The Girls in Glory server is for female gamers, kind of more of a safe space. So I think when that safe space gets broken, it is not good. So
Yeah, no, I hadn't heard about that. Yeah, that's terrible if it happened. I hope that it gets resolved swiftly.
yeah, so I guess, yeah, it just happened, so it's not surprising you haven't heard. But yeah, as a female player, I'm sure you're in this Discord as well, so you probably have seen and communicate with a lot of these players.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm in that Discord or not. I kind of go through some Discord channels here and there.
Okay.
I know I wasn't at one point, but I don't see it at a glance right now. I don't know why I'm not in it. I was in it, so
Okay.
I might have left accidentally. I'm not sure.
All right. Well, yeah, any female Vainglory gamers out there, like, definitely look up Girls in Glory and join them. It's an amazing group of players that love this game. QE, she streams and does a lot of stuff for the community, and as well as some of the other people there.
Yeah, definitely. Some great players, great women and ladies in that.
I know Nightwalker is part of it, and part of, like, I think just making sure it stays quality place as well too.
Right. Yeah, Nightwalker's amazing. Mm-hmm. So
cool. Well, that's all I have for the news. Before we get out of here, I didn't get any emails or any questions this week, but I did want to dive into a random item.
Random item.
There are a lot of good places to look up the items, especially, well, when you're in a game, you can go into a practice mode and check out items and see how they work. I often would go to Vainglory Fire and, check items, check stats, make sure I remember how they work, because when you post videos and when you talk about the game, people like to correct you that you're wrong. So I would go to Vainglory Fire and check stuff out, but they have not updated any of their site to include the 5v5 items, like the Scout Cam that I want to talk about here, or the Scout Cam upgrades, the healing flask. Like, none of those things are on Vainglory Fire, and I'm really sad about that. It's a place that I think a lot of players can use to learn more about the game. There are hero builds on that website, and when you don't have all the items, you can't write a hero build. So I don't know what Vainglory Fire is doing. Have you ever used the Vainglory Fire website?
You know what? I used it a long time ago. I can't say I've been on there in a while, but I can say that I have heard a lot of people that used to use that for a resource. So it would be good if they got that updated.
Yeah, I used it all the time when you're first getting into the game, because when you don't know what you should build on a hero, you have no way to find out. Like, if you're a brand new player and you're like, okay, what does Scarf need? I need to find out. I need to go somewhere that shows me what to build. And so that was the best place to go.
Well, yeah, and the with every update, there's adjustments and balances made, so you've got to stay on top of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So with that said, I wanted to talk about the Scout Cam, because that's a pretty important item in 5v5.
Oh my gosh.
One of our newest items. So all players start with a Scout Cam. You get a little button next to your ultimate, and you have 2 Scout Cams that you can put down. So this is an amazing thing for all players, and shows that everyone should be helpful with the vision game in Vainglory. So I know all support players, captain players out there, we're happy to see that.
Oh yeah. Love Scout Cams. Gotta have vision. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to remember to put them down so you can, they will. What do you start out with? Is it 2? And then
you start out with 2, and if you're a captain and you buy, or the support, you often buy the upgrade, and then you can have 3.
Right. Yeah, definitely. If there's a Flicker or a Taka or Kestrel, I mean, you have to have vision. Mm-hmm. You're going to go for an objective, like one of the dragons. You've got to have vision. If you don't, you're going to lose the dragon, or like me, you're going to make a really bad play call sometimes. You don't have vision. You got to have vision.
Yeah.
So hopefully they don't ever get rid of that ping.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. Then Scout Cams, they last for 150 seconds once you put them down. They take 5 hits to kill. And then they recover one charge every 150 seconds, right? Recover one charge. So is that the hits? I forget. There. I'm not sure how that math works.
Yeah, it confuses me sometimes. All I know is there's always a race to, get your cam down, in the bushes by the what is it, the crystal buff. And then, you try to destroy the other one when it drops in, and who can get there first, and do you want to really die for a scout cam? It's fun.
Right. And anything with a true sight, like a turret, a flicker, can see scout cams. Another scout cam can see a scout cam. So if you put something too close to a turret, the enemy can see that, and they can get rid of it very easily without having to put down their own scout cam. And
Right.
currently, scout cams that are in bushes can see scout cams outside of bushes, but scout cams outside of bushes can't see scout cams inside bushes. So I don't know if that's going to be how it should stay. I don't know if scout cams should be able to see scout cams outside of bushes. I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent about that.
Yeah, I am too. And I don't know. My favorite part of the scout cam is teleport boots.
Okay.
Those are teleport boots are my absolute favorite. To either, as a support, to jump across the map and get in an engagement. And, you can win a match with teleport boots, in my opinion.
Yeah. Teleports are fun once you figure them out. You will always have like the first few times using them where you teleport right next to you.
I did that once playing with you, Brad. I don't even remember that. It was hilarious. I was like, oh my God, that just happened.
Yeah, but now they have the indicator, so this was previous before you even knew. If you clicked your teleport boots and then you didn't do something for a second, you were still collect. So you didn't have the indicator that this was still happening. So now you at least know your teleport boots are active. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, having that vision down from a scout cam, you can use if someone's taking a black claw or ghost wing, you can say, I need vision. And then you could teleport in, like not as a jerk. I need vision. It's like I need something to teleport to. Like
yeah. Like if you're not on call and you have someone pinging you, we need vision. Just check their build. If they have teleport boots, they're wanting, they need what is it, a camera or a minion to be able to teleport in.
Yeah.
To be able to assist or whatever. So.
Yeah. So cool. So scout cams, important item that you just get. Like you all have them. Make sure you're using them. You should always, if you ever get to 2 in your inventory, just throw one down right away. Like there should never be a time where you're just holding on to your scout cams for no reason. Like use them, help with the vision, make sure it's all out there.
Yeah, one time I was playing and one of the people I was playing with was like, hey, let's light up the river. So we had scout cams all up and down the river. We pretty much had vision from, top to bottom.
Oh, nice.
It was amazing.
That's pretty
good. It
good.
was a really good strat. It was hard, but we were all on voice, so it was easy.
Yeah.
So there's all different strats, all different. I can't wait for all these, pro players to show what they've figured out, because I think it's going to really mean a lot to the community to see what they're doing with the game. Right,
and that maybe is a little bit of the struggle and maybe the anger from the players right now. It's because there's no meta. It's all just, let's run around and just try to kill each other as fast as we can. And it's like, that's not how I want to play the game. Can someone show us what you're supposed to do?
Right. And that's true. A lot of players learn from watching.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's really very true. And, once that all starts happening, we could see a shift. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's going to do it for episode 199. Shanaenae, thanks for joining me. This was great.
Hey, thanks for having me. You got a great podcast, B-Rad. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Yeah. So where can people find you or find Renegade Wolves? Is on Twitter the best way?
Probably Twitter or Discord. You can always, send me a direct message, and I'm always willing to help you, speak with you, answer any questions you might have about the game, about guilds, about teams, whatever I can do to help you. I'm here to help. So
awesome. Yeah, I'll include a link in the show notes and description. So go over there, follow her up, check them out, jump on voice, play some games. Very active Discord too. So everyone should, if you have any questions about the game, jump over there.
Yeah.
As at Shatter the Vain's on Twitter, at Shatter the Vain, website shatterthevain.com. All the episodes get posted there. Links to iTunes, Stitcher, the YouTube versions as well. And I'll be back next week with episode 200. And Pawned by Ukrainian is going to join me. And I'm going to find out more about what happened with Gankstars leaving Vainglory. Maybe share some memories. Let him just talk about the game some more. All right, so stay tuned for that. Take care.
Let's get this over with.